Welcome to the Weekend Hustle. I am Fee King. I will be introducing your host, your facilitator, your educator, the man who's going to empower, inspire, and move you into action for your own weekend hustle. Are y'all ready for this? The Weekend Hustle. Yes, we are here. Happy Saturday. Disclaimer: Sekou writes is not our financial advisor. So take none of what he says at face value without doing your own research. You are responsible for your own investment decisions because investments involves risks and you may lose your investment. Meet Sekou Wright. Sekou Wright has had more than his fair share of lives lived as a professional creative. Among other things, he has authored several books, ghostwritten a New York Times bestseller, been included in a wide variety of anthologies, written a few regular columns, authored an autobiographical stage play, and even directed a documentary short film. Probably what he's most known for is running his very first marathon just 4 months after his life-threatening stroke. Yes, really. He has a couple of fancy sounding degrees like a BA from Morehouse and an MFA in creative writing fiction. He also hosts the podcast TV show Get Rich, the book. Sekou Wright wrote the book Hack Your Pain Now during the COVID pandemic while sheltering in Nashville, Tennessee. He put this book aside to complete and publish later. However, he experienced a stroke in July of 2022. Because of his memory loss from the stroke, he was not aware of what it was, this book, when he discovered the manuscript, not knowing he had written it. He read it and found it helpful information for healing from the stroke. When he realized he was the author, he decided to publish it, feeling it would be helpful for others since he's right-handed and the stroke damaged his right side, and because of the aphasia also caused by the stroke, he was unable to edit the manuscript. So he decided to publish it immediately as is in an ebook in 2022. When others read it, they too found it extremely helpful, a great resource and tool. His mother, Dr. Jane Fort, was kind enough to write the foreword for the book. Without further ado, I am going to bring to the screen our host, our teacher, our educator, Empower Sekou Wright.
So that was funny. That was Fee King. That's my fiance, and she's doing it. She's doing it. So we had some technical difficulties this morning. Just want to breeze on past that. We are here. We are entitled, and we're ready. So here we are. So how do I feel? Because Fee King talked a little bit about what happened to me, and how do I feel? I feel, but one of my people called me a high developer. No, a high developer. I think it was high developer. Anyway, she was expressing her wants to everyone else assembled that I am more advanced, and I was like, wow, I hadn't thought about myself that way. I really hadn't thought about myself that way. So, according to other people, I am doing good. I'm doing better than most. So, I accept that. So my right side tingles sometimes. My right side from top to bottom, and nothing's the same. And my speech often gets tangled a little bit. Well, no, my speech My speech used to get tangled. My speech used to get tangled. I'm gonna claim that right now. All right, so that's that. And what can I do? So I've been doing this class every day for I don't know, like 4 or 5 times. Five times, yeah. And if you're interested, you can give a donation. Just go to Sekou Writes at Cash App. Send me a donation if it filled you or something. Hero hoodies. You saw Fee King wearing hers, and here's mine. Because the hero hoodies are real. This is my way of saying thank you to the Lord. Like this is it right here. I had these hoodies made, and I had the red circle right there made for the stroke empowerment, because that represents stroke empowerment. And so you can get a hoodie. You can just go to my website, SekouWrites.com, and buy a hoodie. I made these for me, but you are more than happy to rock one. Rock one. All right, so day 500. Day 500. I cannot believe that I've been running 525 days every single day outside only for 500 days, 525 days. So my 500th day was May 14th, but I was feeling really good about that day, and so now I'm feeling like I'm in the overflow. So today I ran this morning. It was 525 days, and I believe that my commitment to working out has helped me get better. Has helped me get better from a stroke. I believe that. All right, so Get Rich 101. Fee King mentioned it. I do a show. I've been doing it for a long time. We're in episode season 8 or so. Like we've been doing it a long time, and I've been learning more and more about money because I've been studying money. Because I had a stroke, right? Fee King told you about it, but what was not listed is that I had a stroke without any benefits at all. 0 benefits. Now you know the stack of bills was like right, and a lot because I didn't have benefits, so that was hurtful for me. So anyway, sorry. That was it's rough for me to learn how to deal with money on an accelerated level. So weekend also, that's the name of this presentation, and we're going to talk about. And private coaching. I've been doing private coaching recently. I'm doing private coaching, and that has been working out very well. Okay, so moving on. What is the stock market? So I could read all this, but I just wanted you to know what kind of foolishness there is out there about the stock market. Like there's all this stuff. If you type in the stock market for easy description, this is what you get. This is not easy. Which is why I don't care any about that. None. Zilch. Nada. I don't care any about that at all. Because this description is complicated. And all you need to know is a little bit to make some money. You just need to know a little bit to make some money. All right? So here we go. All right, so here is a quote from Jay Trader. I don't know who Jay Trader is, but he found me on Twitter and posted this. Remember, the market is designed to fool most of the people most of the time. And that gels for me so much, especially in relationship to the stock market. Because come on, like, is there anything else that pervades so much doubt and so much misunderstanding as the stock market? There is none, right? So I took his quote, I added one word to it. Remember, the stock market is designed to fool most of the people most of the time. Ashe. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. There's my Twitter at Sekou Writes, because my Twitter is completely dedicated to the stock market. And when I came back from my stroke, I started finding things, bits and pieces of things. And one of the things I found was my Twitter, and I didn't know what to do with it. And so I decided to focus it on stock market. So anything you want to know, it's right there. Just follow me on Twitter. Oh, matter of fact, let me just intersect right quick. That I fell asleep last night on Friday, so I missed my deadline for Weekend Hustling. And so that was on Twitter. So anyway, we'll get back to that in a few minutes. Okay. What do I care about the stock market? Buy for $1, sell for $2. So I'm going to inverse that. Buy for $2. Okay. Buy for $2, sell for $1. Buy for $2, sell for $1. Because I want to get you in the mindset of you're putting your money away and you're getting money off of it, but the rhythms are off, right? Because you have to buy for $2 and sell for $1, right? Because I don't know why that works that way, but it's like having a bank, having a bank account. You've got $1,000 in your bank account, right? And then you make a little bit of money off of that, right? You've got $1,000 that you put in, and you get a little bit of money off of that, right? It's the same principle. It's the same principle, right? You put a little bit in the stock market, and you can get something out of it. Now, sometimes things can go low, but ultimately, you want to build it up, so it gets bigger and bigger, right? So I got some examples here. This is Timothy Sykes. Timothy Sykes is my main guy. He's my main guy because he's been teaching me all this stuff, and he's got a great story. He was in one of those braces. His arm was like this, and he couldn't do anything but type. And he was like, "Well, I might as well do something with my money." And he started trading, and that's how he became a trader. Like 19 years old, and he just he just figured it out. He figured it out, and he did it all by himself with no teacher, no person telling him everything. So he has decided to teach us. He has decided to teach us. So anyway, this is him. He made a 725 profit. That's in the top right corner in green. 725 profit. But here are the numbers. 2,500, right? And let me see. 3.26 and 8,000, right? So I gotta look over here to see the what's on screen. So that's right. So 2,500 is the number of stakes he bought, and they were selling for $3.26. So he ended up spending $8,100 in order to get 725. But think of it like a bank. Think of it like a bank. Like think of you're putting in $8,000 and you're getting 725 out. Like 725 out. Like see, that gives you the kind of influence, the kind of inspiration that I want you to have, because it's a big difference. But if you think about it, just putting money on your savings account or your checking account, that's a big drop. That's a big drop. So we've got another example. This is for ADOM. Don't even bother looking them up. The company doesn't exist anymore. But this is a weekend hustle. Buy on Friday, and then he cashed out $2,000 on Monday, right? But once again, what's the number that stands out? 7,200. 7,200. Because if you look at the bottom, in the middle, he bought it for $7,200 and then got $2,000 on top of that. But again, think about it in terms of a bank. You put a little bit in, you get a very small amount back. And with this, you get a much bigger amount back. All right. So I hope everyone got that. Also, let me Let me get you all to drop number one into the chat. If you drop one into the chat, let me know that you're here and that you're following me and that you're paying attention. And if I need to do that again, just drop a one in the chat. All right? All right, now let's move on. Thoughts you must destroy before they destroy you. I'm sorry, I'm reading right now the comments. Yes. Oh, you like to hear it again? Okay. All right. Pete King would like to hear it again. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. All right. So what I'm saying here is they bought them. They bought in this this ticker symbol's name, ADOM. Doesn't exist anymore, but that was it at the time. ADOM. They spent $7,200 on that, right? And then on Monday, they sold because it went up. It went up so quickly that they sold for $2,000. Right? They got $2,000 profit right there. So if you compare that to banking, right? If you compare that to banking, like you go in and you open a savings account, right? You open a checking account, right? And you're used to giving a little bit of money for a tiny reward. Because banks are like, oh, come get our 1%, whatever. So 1%. Now this, he got much more than 1% in a weekend, in one day. You understand? So it's a much sharper shot of adrenaline, of money. And so you get the money fast. Okay? So I hope that got me clear. Now let me move on. Okay, so let's get back to this. Thoughts you must destroy before they destroy you. Now, drop your number of the mindset that most cloud your thinking. Drop your mindset of the one that most cloud your thinking. We'll give you a few minutes to read this over. But drop your mindset, drop your number of the mindset that clouds your feelings the most. Right? I know who's about to enter one. Okay. Okay, I don't see any numbers. I don't see any numbers. I'm still waiting. Because one of these applies to you. One of these thoughts applies to you. So I want you to think back to one of these things that tripped you up. Here's one for vote for number 4. Sometimes trips me up. I can't afford it. Number 4. I can't afford it. Yes. However, I'm much more aware of number 4. I catch myself thinking this way or saying yes. Ashe. Number 4. I can't afford it. This is my favorite. This is my favorite because I used to think this one all the time. All the time. I can't afford it. I can't afford it because it's what you do, right? It's what you inherit from your family, from the people around you. You just get into this talk about what you can't afford. My favorite one is my favorite one because, first of all, I'm guilty of all these, all 10 of these. I'm guilty of all of them, all 10, right? Now, number 4, I love it because it just came to me recently that when you tell yourself you can't afford it, your brain shuts off. Literally, your brain shuts off. Your brain's like, moving on to something else, right? But when you question your brain, when you ask your brain, I wonder how I can afford that. Just asking, just asking turns your brain on, and your brain starts thinking about different ways. Try it. Try it. It works definitively. Your brain will start thinking of ways it can afford it. Ways it can afford it. Things you've never thought before, things that you've known for a long time, and think about it in a new way. It will happen. I'm telling you, it will happen. All you have to do is the next time you are thinking, I can't afford it, catch yourself and say, how can I afford it? And just watch what your brain does. Watch what your brain does. Watch. All right. All right. So moving on. Banks, how can they hurt and help you? So banks, if they invite you to a free account and they're going to give you $300, but you've got to maintain a balance of $100, that's counterintuitive, because if you can't keep a balance up to $100, and you're going to end up paying the bank. You end up paying the bank. That's what you're going to do. So that's a quick one, just for everybody to keep up with. But what you can do is set your bank up automatically. Now, I always get this kickback on this. I am telling you, I was not a person who would set my bank up automatically. I was not that person. I'd be like, I gotta have my money. I gotta make sure I keep my money right. Right? And so I would wait for the bills to come in, right? But if you have your bills set up, okay, let me pause. So I have my bills set up now automatically because of my brain, because the stroke left me with some impartialities. And so one of those has been attention to bills. It's just gone, right? And so I had to quickly figure out, I need something to do with my bills. I'm going to finally set them up automatically. So I just did this. And I tell you, it is a life changer. It's a life changer, because you get an announcement when there's something awry, but otherwise everything's good. Everything's good, and it's a load off. It's a load off. It is a load off. So check with it. Okay, what do you need to change? Nothing. You don't need to change anything. So says the pink elephant. You don't need to change anything. And that's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about the fact that these things that have shifted thus far are things that are free.com. Free.com. It's just about changing your mindset. And take it from me, you got to change your mindset first. All right. So I want to give you a test. So I'm going to ask you who the founder of Ray Kroc is. Who is the founder of... Wait. Ray Kroc is the founder of what? There we go. Ray Kroc is the founder of what? Fill in the blank. And let's see if we can get this going. Who is what company is Ray Kroc the founder of? Help me out. Give you all a few minutes to zap the inbox, zap the comments, zap something. All right. Well, maybe you already know. Maybe you don't feel like entering it, but Ray Kroc is the founder of McDonald's. Now, there's a couple reasons this is interesting. Number one, he did not think of any of this. He did not think of burgers. He did not think of anything. But what he was a visionary. And if you watch that movie, I forget the name of it now. I think But anyway, look up Ray Kroc McDonald's. Just look that up. It's all on Netflix now. Netflix or Hulu, something, but it's all now. Check it out. It's an amazing thing. It's amazing thing. Anyway, he asked, 1974 class, he asked, what is he in the business of? What's he in the business of? Real estate. Not burgers, not fries, but real estate. Can you imagine? Now think about what the nearest McDonald's you know of. Think about where it's positioned, and think about owning a house right there. Owning a house right there. I'll get you thinking. All right, now let's get to my story. So I wanted to give you some folks about some information about your mindset and getting your mindset in the right place. But let me tell you my story. My story is funny. My story is funny. So I bought $1 of AMC stock when it was trading for $1 because of the pandemic. $1. Then my friends started hyping me up. They're like, yo, I'm kidding. They were doing a lot. And I was like, maybe I'll do $2. So ultimately, I bought $2. They still talking. I said, maybe I'll do $4, $5, $6. And this was the first time I had ever knowingly been involved in the stock. So I got up to $30 on Cash App. On Cash App, those of you that don't know, Cash App has a whole side that's dedicated to investing. Whole side. So on my Cash App, I had $30 invested in AMC. And then I was like, all right, that's enough. I got to get out of this. And I let it go. And then it started jumping. The price point started jumping. It went 10. I mean, mind you, it was trading at $1. At $1, it went to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70. Went all the way up. And so I got to 80, 75. I was like, all right, I'm gonna sell it at 80. But it did not hit 80. It came back down. And I was like, I'm gonna hold on and wait for it to go back up. But ultimately, I got out at 40. And at 40, I got out and I made $1,200 for myself. So this is it. This is me spending $1 and then ultimately spending $30 and then making $1,200 in the space of 30 days, right? And that was incredible to me. And of my two friends, I made the least of all three of us, right? I made the least, but I was cooked. And I learned my lesson there, and I became money-minded. So that's how I did it. Hold or sell. Well, you know what? There's some people who believe that I am a faker because of the story. That I went from $1 to $1,200, and I can't imagine how that's true. But it's such a small increment, small, but big. Because in 30 days, I went from $1 to $1,200. Now that's a big gap. Just saying. Okay, hold or sell. So I made my money selling AMC when the timing was right. And then I started buying and holding. I started buying stocks and holding. I buy stock and hold it. And because I was scared, And so I would just buy stock and hold it. And then I started messing with FANG. FANG is an acronym. It means Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, right? And that's FANG. And that's what I got into it. And I'm trying to decide if I should tell you guys about. Let me tell you what happened. A sidebar. I don't have a slide for it yet. But I went into a brokerage this week, and I cannot believe it. I could not believe it. I went into a brokerage for Charles Schwab. I've been passing this place for years. I've been passing this place for years. Been looking out the window, seeing it. And I was like, let me just go in there and see what happens. And don't you know that Charles Schwab, will give you everything they got for free. Everything they got for free. The only thing that's required is that you have a Charles account. And I have a Charles account because I had TD Ameritrade. My TD Ameritrade was captured, was converted into Charles Schwab. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Pete. So yeah. So anyway, he addressed everything so quickly in minutes, and he gave me much better ideas than I'd ever thought of. He must have shaved like at least 10 years off my progress. 10 years off my progress in one day. And so you need to get with Charles Schwab and get you an account. And it's free. Wealth manager, sorry. Wealth manager, that's speaking, give me background. All right, wealth manager. Okay, so let's get started. Weekend hustle. So weekend hustle is what I described before. What you want to do is you want to buy a stock price. You want to buy a stock. The last piece of the day on Friday. So the day ends at 4 p.m. It ends, the last hour is 3 to 4 p.m. on Friday. Right? So what you want to do is catch it like 3:59, I've noticed. 3:59, I've noticed. And you want to catch a stock tripping upwards. So green. You know, like a full, at least 2 or 3 greens, right? You want to buy it. And then first thing Monday, you sell. Now, you sell whether you're doing good or you're doing bad. Let me repeat that. You sell if you're doing good or doing bad, right? Because what you'll do is, if it's going green, your tendency is going to be a holding. Like, yo, let me see how far it can go. Don't do that. Also, if it starts going red, you're going to be like, hold on, wait for it to come back. Don't do that. Your practice is to buy it Friday, look around for the right one, and sell it on Monday in the first 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes of the stock market being open. The stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. and just first 15 minutes. And then close out. Now, why do I have these rules? Because I'm developing rules to keep me safe. And those rules will keep me safe, and they're keeping you safe. Right? And that's how you learn. This is one way that you learn how to trade stocks, by using these plans, right? And mind you, I told you that I slept through 3 to 4 p.m. yesterday. So I'm like, oh man, so I am doing a Monday hustle this coming Monday, because I didn't, because I slept through it. So now I have to do a Monday hustle. So that's going to be me taking Timothy Sykes, their recommendation for a stock, taking it in and selling it quickly. And that'll be a nice thing for me too, because it'll be done quickly. 15 minutes, that's it, done, right? Okay. So I'm going to give you my code at the end. You want to use my Webull, because you get discounts according to what you do. But I've been using the app so much that you want to use my codes for Webull, for Telegram, for everything. Telegram also is the way that Tim Sykes gets in touch with you. Like Tim Sykes is like a text message. It pops up fairly often, and it's got nothing but information about the next logical buy, the next logical buy. And if you hold yourself to what Tim Sykes says, buy it and sell it, you do all right. You do all right. You do all right. I'm doing pretty well. So far. And I mean, by pretty well, I mean small numbers. Like I did 34%. I got 34 cents. 34 cents on my last buy, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it because it's still a plus sign. Still a plus sign. All right. Okay. Sekou's 5-step $5 way. 5-step $5 way. 5-step $5 way. So this is funny because what happened was I started talking to people in these private sessions I've been doing. People talking to me about the main thing. Like they want to talk about an emergency fund. I said, oh wow, that's way back. All right, so what you want to do is you want an emergency fund for real, because I didn't develop an emergency plan until recently. But having an emergency plan can help you. It will help you because something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. You need to have that money set aside. And so I forget this percentage, but I think it's like 20% of Americans have an emergency plan. I was like, what are you talking about? So if you think you don't need one, you need one. You need one. So anyway, so back to my 5-step plan. Don't be a wish upon a star stockholder. Do not be a wish upon a stockholder. Be a wish upon a star stockholder. Wish upon a star. Because what happens is once you get in, once you realize you can buy the world, you start being this like, oh, I can buy this, I can buy that, I can buy this, boom. You start buying all kinds of things. All kinds of things. And don't buy stocks based on feeling or what other people are talking about. Don't just buy and buy. I've had plenty of people, plenty of my personal clients who have bought all kinds of things. And I have too. But my financial advisor, my wealth advisor, my wealth manager has advised me otherwise, and I am following his advice. So, don't be a stock shopper. Don't 401k. Like, know what you're doing. Know what you're doing. All right, and let's see. And this is more than Sekou's $5 way. So I did it like this because I wanted people to be able to respond even with a little bit of money. Even with a little bit of money. Because what happened is I gave someone some advice and she seemed like she's going to take it and she didn't. And then she passed away. And that caused me so much grief because if I'd given her perhaps this plan, maybe she would have gotten it. Maybe she would have gotten ahead with it, right? So be mindful of this. It's $5, which is easy to get. Anybody's got $5. Everybody got $5. Everybody got $5. You got $5 right now, right? Now that's the easy part. The hard part is dividing it up. Right? So you can take the whole $5 and use it to buy acorns, move some money into a new account, set up for Robinhood, set up for Schwab, and set up for Webull, right? Because acorns will help you. Acorns will help you. Acorns will do this thing where it will round up. So if you buy something for $1.95, it will round up that nickel. It will round up that nickel and invest it. So always invest it. Always, boom, boom, boom. Get on acorns. And that's $1 just to remind you to get on acorns to ultimately make an Acorns account, right? And then the new bank account is because you need a bank account that's immediately accessible. It's still your bank, your 911 fund, but it's accessible immediately because when something happens, you need to have money to access quickly, right? So you have some in Acorn, you have some in your bank account, and you have to build them both at the same time. It's $1 out of your $5, $2 out of your $5, $2 out of your $5. And Robinhood, I gotta admit that Robinhood has now become what's his name? Guy down the street, Charles Schwab. Yeah, so I'm replacing Robinhood with Charles Schwab because the only thing you need to have a free wealth manager is a Robinhood account. Charles Schwab account. Charles Schwab account, sorry. Charles Schwab account, right? So I would say that. But anyway, you're gonna put $1 in. Put $1 in. And once you put $1 in, we can discuss what to do with the dollars later. But mainly, you need to get it with a wealth broker. That's what you need to do mainly, right? All right. And then buy and hold stocks, Schwab. Yeah, so you want to buy something, buy one stock. Yeah, one stock. Because, see, I know how you're feeling. I bought a lot of different things, from a lot of different places. Right? Some Robinhood, some Cash App, some in Charles Schwab. I had money, had some in everything, right? And so, and so, can we turn the AC on? Sorry, I was getting a little warm in here. So, so anyway, you want to have this shaped out. You got Robinhood $1 and Schwab $2 because you want to have separate accounts. Like you can do that with Schwab. You can have different accounts. I had that with Ameritrade. I had different accounts under the same banner, some of the same person. Right? And we will you're spending no money. You're spending no money to invest because you're going to use my code and you're going to get a free investment. All right? And there you go. Okay, so that's the $5 Sekou, Sekou's way. Sekou $5 way. And why you must be invested in the stock market. It's not how much money you make, it matters how much you keep. It's not how much money you make, it matters how much you keep. And I can tell you stories, I can tell you my story, I can tell you an interesting story. I'll tell you this story. This guy named Chris Pratt, you probably all seen him, you recognize him if you saw him. And he got $75,000 for his early role. He was like, what? He was caught up. He spent that money in 2 months. And he was like, where's the rest of the money was? He thought he was rich. And so you got to understand that it's not about being rich, because I've been rich. I've been rich several times. It's not about being rich. It's about how much money you keep. How much money you keep and where you keep it. That's what the main goal is. Where you put the money you have. Not how much you make, but where you put the money. All right. Let's see. All right, so another recap. Feel free, next class, give a donation at Sekou Writes on Cash App. You can buy a Hero hoodie, please do, at SekouWrites.com. And day 525 today, yes. And Get Rich 101, I am doing a show every day at 9:45 a.m. every day, every weekday, and I'm doing this every Saturday, and I'm doing private coaching. So if you want some private coaching, hit me up, hit me up, hit me up. And I am, so let's take a breath together. Let's take a breath together. Take a breath. Breathe out. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Ashe, drink it in. Drink it in, because you can be a multi-millionaire. You can be a multi-billionaire. All right? You can. Okay. And thank you. Let me check the comments and see if anyone has any questions, and then we'll just hang out. Okay, let's see. Oh, Pete King has been sparking it. Let's see. I am so happy and grateful to have a multi-millionaire, yep, in every area of your life. Yep, doing, yes, Ashe. What time do you sake on Monday when the market opens? So I'm going to start for the Monday hustle earlier. I'm gonna start like 9:15, just to be prepared, because I want to have enough time to get the text, because I'm not trying to figure it out myself. I'm trying to get the text from Tim Sykes. Get the text and use his info to buy. And I'm just gonna buy it and hold it and recommend selling it as he recommends, right? Because I'm gonna try to get there quickly. Right? All right, let's see. We can hustle. Yeah, catch yourself thinking this way. I'm saying, yeah, gotta catch yourself. Gotta catch yourself and remind yourself that your brain is empowered. You are empowered. All right, folks. Doesn't look like there's any other questions or comments. So please feel free to support me, and support me in all the different ways. Go to my website, sekouwrites.com, and chip in and help out in all the things that you could possibly do. And I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the time. So good luck, and you'll see me here Saturday. All right. Let me get my music together. All right. I'll see you next time.